Welcome back, YouTube. This is Andrew Wisniewski, winemaker of Orfila Vineyards. We have some furry friends to introduce you guys to out in our vineyard. Let's go check them out. This is our flock of sheep. We are using them as a regenerative effort in the vineyard. So they are acting as our mowers, essentially, helping us to mitigate our weeds, our grass that's growing. They're feeding off of that, and they are fertilizing the vineyard to help kind of boost our nutrient status. They're very active this morning. We might be following them around the vineyard. So this is Brian, our vineyard manager, as you guys know from previous videos. Hi, Brian.
Good morning. Sheep are doing phenomenal right now. They're basically mowing down all these weeds, turning them into fertilizer, putting that, urine and poop back into the soil. Their tiny little feet are kind of plowing up the ground. And what would take my guys probably an easy month to mow, they're doing about 2-3 weeks now, but also incorporating all that organic material back into the soil.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
I skipped breakfast. I went straight to Taco Bell.
You know that breakfast is the most important? No. Is this a specific type of breed?
These are what are called Dorper. It's a pretty mellow breed. As you can hear, they don't bay a lot, so they're kind of quiet. They're also pretty self-sufficient. Like when they hear something, they gather up pretty quick. The guard dog on top of that, makes them pretty resilient.
Is the guard dog out this morning?
She's up sleeping. She's up all night protecting from whatever's out here. We know there was a bobcat that was hit on the road a couple of weeks ago, so we know that there's some pretty big predators around. The other thing about Dorpers is they're what's called hair sheep, so their hair naturally pulls off as opposed to a sheep that you would shear. So it's a little bit easier too for the person, the shepherd, taking care of them, because if you have to shear the sheep every year, that's a lot of work. You can kind of see in some spots in the vineyard, it'll just tear off. It's also, the wool is very good fertilizer. This is one of their favorite weeds. They love this stuff. This is one of the first weeds that disappeared in the vineyard. Good stuff.
Is this one ear?
This is one ear.
Hey, buddy. Oh, one ear.
One ear.
So they have preferences on different types of weeds,
Oh yes,
huh?
there's definitely different palatabilities of different weeds.
Ooh, that was him, it wasn't even me.
As a winemaker, your trusted ally and your most important advocate qualitatively is the vineyard manager. So me and Brian's relationship, we have to be super in sync when it comes to what the goals are for the wines that they're making, as well as just kind of like making sure that the vines are being taken care of. We want to make sure that the soil health is conducive for sustainability for the vines. Our vines are on average about 30 to 35 years old. On the kind of later years of their life, a lot of them are kind of getting to the top end of their age range, and that's really good from a quality standpoint, but not always from a yield standpoint. So we're really putting a lot of energy into the soil, into the vines, to try to elongate that age, because the quality coming from the vineyard is getting better and better, and we really want to have a little bit longer of a life.
This is the sheepdog, the guard dog. She's a Great Pyrenees. She is quite the lover, but she's ferocious at night. So right now she's kind of groggy. She's been up all night. She's a working dog for sure. And then when she rests hard during the day when she feels like they're safe.
So she's trained to take care of these?
Yes. So if she signals, usually what I've noticed is that if something's coming, she'll come running, barking, and the sheep intuitively know to kind of gather up together, and then she can protect them. She's always on as far as protecting her sheep. Then you can see too how thick this fur is. Like even if she does get bit, there's a lot of fur. You're getting a mouthful of fur first. She's pretty docile now, but when you see her come down the hill, when she'll
let you know.
She'll let you know she's coming. Yeah.
She's here and she's in charge.
So basically what we're hoping for, there's been some studies done on mowing versus sheep, and you get the same effect, but there's actually been studies done that there's something in their saliva and the way they interact, that when they're actually grazing, that it's good for the roots, and it actually increases the microbiology in the soil. But you can see this, except for a couple spots, this is pretty flat. If we had them in a pen and they were just there year round, they would get to a point where this would be bare soil, and that would be what we call overgrazing, where you've done too much. So right now they're ruminating. You know, a big part of the microbiology is the fact that with multiple stomachs, a lot of times what the sheep will do is they'll eat for a good portion of the morning, then they sit down and do what's called chewing your cud, where they actually shift the food in between multiple stomachs, and they're different microbiology, and then that hopefully will come out in their poop as they cruise through the vineyard, so they're spreading that fertilizer.
How would you say these sheep are affecting the wine that people are drinking?
I mean, it has to come down to the soil chemistry, the nutrient status of the soil that is then uptaken by the plants into the fruit, then the must, you know, after it's harvested and processed. So this is all extremely important to fermentation dynamics, kinetics, fermentation health, especially because we are utilizing mostly native yeast. They need to be babied a little bit more. They need some really good nutrition in order for them to be successful. So this is going to make a huge difference. Block 4 is one of our strongest, most important blocks of Syrah that we have planted on the estate. I'm excited to do this trial, especially in block 4, because the wines that are created from this block are such dynamic wines as is, that even putting more emphasis and focus on the soil, resulting in, you know, higher quality in the fruit, it's only gonna benefit us. So I'm really excited to see what the results are. So as you guys know, when it comes to the wines here at Orfila, everything starts in the vineyard. It starts in the vineyard, it progresses, you know, through the same intention in the winery to make the wines that we love to make. Brian is doing an amazing job here. It's always forward thinking, it's always moving the needle, and having the sheep in the vineyard is proof of that. So it's really getting back to what is natural at its core, which is something that we pride ourselves in, both on the vineyard side as well as the resulting wines that we're making.
Thank you guys for coming out to the vineyard and see what we're doing out here. Hope you join us on this journey as we create some really phenomenal wines and just re-enliven the soil and this place we call home.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit that boop button. We'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.